Alrighty guys, before we get started, head on over to store.streamelements.com/JLWgames to go check out our merchandise store. I truly appreciate it. We have some really cool merch items, including a Say No to Trims t-shirt. We also have mugs and beanies and a lot of stuff that you could think of. Link is in the description, and thanks so much guys for your support. What is up everybody? It's Joe from JLW Games coming at you with another cool video. And we're back in the challenge park, and today we're going to be working on a lot of this area over here, and maybe even finishing up a little bit on the station ramp and everything like that, and maybe even do some queue line for the wood coaster as well. We do have some stuff to do, but I kind of want to focus on filling in this area just a little bit and go from there. So we do have $23,830.07 to go, and we're gonna try and go from there. I did test out the coaster off screen to make sure that, you know, it makes it through and everything, and it turned out pretty well. It doesn't have the highest excitement rating out there, but it's not too bad, and I think it will bring in a good amount of the crowd. So anyways, we're gonna get right into things and not waste too much time getting into the time lapses, and I'll peek in here and there to kind of explain a little bit more of what's going on. So basically what I do want to do is try and get maybe a nice modern kind of styled restaurant, kind of going in here that uses the restaurant feature, and kind of go from there. I think it would be nice to have a good restaurant. Again, we do need to capitalize off of a lot of shops in the park, and I might actually put a small gift shop outside of the coaster as well, because I think that could be a good idea as well, just to get a gift shop right outside, because a lot of people are going to be exiting out there and might, you know, be inspired to buy something right after they get off the ride, and it could be like the coaster's gift shop of some sort. So anyways, let's get on into it. guys, I'm going to pop in here for a little bit, just to kind of share what has been going on. So we've been working on a restaurant building here, which is supposed to have kind of like a little bit of a modern feel. It's turning out okay. I'm still probably going to add a little bit more to it, like obviously like back here still needs some work and everything, but we've got that with the little planter area here with the mulch, and then of course we did a little bit more, or did some queue line for the wood coaster. I was hoping to kind of make the queue line a little bit longer, but that's okay. I had to keep in mind that I had to keep open a spot or a place for the priority pass, because the priority pass is going to have to be in there as well, because again we want to try and sell more priority passes. We also put in a small little, just a memento little gift shop here, which would honestly kind of help to sell maybe merch for the coaster itself if it was in real life. But I also put these little signs here as guests get off to try and direct them towards the gift shop. I also put a advertising destination to try and get them to go to this gift shop. So that way, gift shops can be sometimes kind of hard to get guests into, but I think with all the traffic that's going to be coming through the exit here, we might be able to score a little bit on the gift shop over here. So, and also we're going to have to try and I want to put up some more signage and stuff for the restaurant as well. That way we can attract more people to the restaurant also. We also want to make sure we try and get the restaurant as best as we can. I actually forgot to connect more of the expansions here. There we go, and we'll confirm that. That way we have all 10 expansions, so it's as big as it can get. We'll also have different perks and stuff. We'll figure that out later on. We'll try and figure out what works the best for restaurants as well. But we can also look here. You can see the scenery rating, and we're going to try and get that up even more. I'd like to get that up to 100 if possible. But you can see we have up to 42 tables, and the number of brands is going to be important as well. And we're going to try and get this restaurant very popular into the park. This side of the park is going to be very popular, I think, and so I want to try and capitalize off of that, since of course we have the wood coaster over here. So I do want to try and capitalize off of that and try and have quite a few shops as you go through here. So you have the churro stands, just a memento, the restaurant, and possibly one more thing over here, potentially a ride, I'm not sure, but I am going to keep a little bit of this open for future expansion of the park as well, because I do want to have a path that leads back over here and goes back around the wood coaster as well. So we will leave a little bit of space for expansion there, but we might be able to fit one more store or shop back here. I'm not entirely sure. I've thought about maybe even doing some backstage area over here with a I think what we might do is put a little bit of a backstage here with a building for staff, a staff building, because we're going to have a lot of staff in this area with the shops, and I'll make it a work roster as well. We're probably going to have a few work rosters to work around with here. One for this area of the park with the coaster and the shops, and then we'll probably have another one on the right with the thrill ride over here and whatever shops and facilities we're going to put over there as well. So we also need to look at restrooms. We do have a restroom building inside here as we get hit with a autosave right on cue. But we also, of course, I still need to get that figured out and connected. But we also have a need to figure out and make sure we have enough restrooms throughout the park. I'll probably at least put one more, at least maybe on the right side, if not on both sides, because restrooms are going to lose us a little bit of money unless you charge for them, but I don't want to do that because I want to try and stay a little bit on the realism side. So anyways, that's where we are right now. We're going to get back into it and figure out what we're going to do next. So that's where we're at this point in the video. Alright guys, we're back here, peeking in here, or popping in here for a moment here at the end of the video to kind of share a little bit more here and what we have done. So we have pretty much completed everything we need to for the wood coaster. I mean, there's a few things here and there, like I guess I didn't put the footers on these and a couple minor things, but like the queue line and everything might be done. I might put some covers over the queue line, just like some nice covers, so it is covered up a little bit more. Because it is just kind of opened up right now and not much to it. So I might do something like that. And then we did add like a very interesting looking transfer track. I know it's not the prettiest looking, but I thought it turned out alright for what we're trying to do. And we have a little building right here for the storage of the trains, and that is going to be our little transfer track. And this also allows us to adjust the speed right here as well, so I can space out the trains a little bit, because that was an issue when I did test it out a little bit, and I want to try and space them out a little bit so we don't have to worry about doing a dispatch interval and stuff. We can control it from here. So that turned out pretty good. Of course, we still have the restaurant. I did add a little bit of a seating area over here, which we're going to detail a little bit more further on. I also put a little pip shot stall here that kind of connects with the Main Street building right here. That is over going to be a little coffee shop, which is going to be part of the Main Street, which kind of rounds out this Main Street a little bit more. We have two main buildings here. We have this little shop right here, and now we have this little coffee shop. And then at the end, of course, we have the Windland Wheel, the actual Ferris wheel of the park. And we're pretty much starting to close up this side of the park a little bit. And then we can actually work on the right side, which maybe we'll get into by the next episode. I'm not entirely sure. So what we have left to do on this side is just kind of touch up, obviously, this. I wanted to keep this open. That way we can have an expansion path eventually going back this way. That's kind of the plan, is just kind of planning for future expansion on the park. And then, of course, we want to finish up the little Main Street section here and all that. This shouldn't take too much the next episode, hopefully. And then we'll start working on the right side of the park, where we can do maybe another one more building over here with some shops. But I think we've equipped ourselves with a nice little bit of shops here. I also put a little backstage area behind these shops here to kind of give us that little backstage section, so we have some backstage area that actually is going. So we'll keep that as stationary. I just realized that needs to be on stationary. And then I have plenty of like seating areas for like all these shops as well. And I'm trying to do a good job at the advertising. So like, again, when you exit here, you can get that advertising for the gift shop that's right there. I wanted to make sure I had that. We'll probably advertise the restaurant a little bit more too. I haven't come up with a actual name for the restaurant just yet, but I want to try and get some good advertising for it as well. That way it's nice and advertised. And then pip shot here, of course we got this sign, but I'll try and advertise it a little bit. As you can see, I'd put some signs up for the Street Fox Coffee, which is also advertising the shop inside here as well. So we'll keep this open. We're gonna fence this off and then time being, and that leaves us with about just under $15,000 for the right side of the park. Now, you might be thinking like, man, is that gonna be enough budget? Just remember, we built a coaster over here. The coaster is worth a lot more money, so it's not gonna cost as much to do all this stuff over here. As from what I'm thinking. And if we do end up running out of money before I get to where I want to be before we open the park, we can always take out a loan as well. That's not against the rules. I can take out a loan before I even pull the park out, or start the park up. So I've left out a lot of like flowers and foliage in the planters for now, mostly because just in case we have to have some budget cuts, we're keeping an eye on that. We want to get the main stuff into the park first, and that's kind of what our main concern is right now. So I think we'll have a well-rounded park with a lot of shops. So as of right now, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 functional shops in there, and 6 if you count the actual priority pass booth, or the info booth, which sells priority passes. And we're going to adjust all of the prices and stuff as well, because that's going to be very important to make sure we get all that right. So we have about $15,000 to work with to finish up on the right side and hopefully get this park open fairly soon. I think it's turned out really well for the amount of episodes that we've had so far. I would love to hear what you guys think. If you guys think we're doing a good job so far, let me know, and also leave a like and comment of what you think of the park so far. I think, again, I want to call this is going to be a whole section of itself. Everything that we're going to open up with is going to be the main central area of the park. And then from that point out, we're going to actually work on actual themed lands for the park. So the central area doesn't have like a main theme. It's just kind of like an American, I guess an American theme park kind of theme. Not really much theming. So I'm still really proud of our first coaster. I think it turned out really cool. I'm really excited how that turned out, and the way that it shaped up and all that. I'm really excited to get the park going and open. Hopefully it won't take too many more episodes before we get the park open, because that's when the fun stuff will begin. So anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you comment, like, and subscribe for more amazing content like this, and I'll catch you guys in the next episode. Thanks so much, and goodbye. Alrighty guys, if you guys like energy drinks and really awesome energy drinks, be sure to check out our sponsor today, Dubby. Link in the description. I personally like the Push and Punch. It's one of my favorites. And then once you get to checkout, just use code JLW Games and you'll get 10% off of your purchase. And that's not just the first time, you'll get 10% off every time you order from Dubby if you use my code JLW Games.